Hi, Doc here. We're going to walk through stepping into learning a little bit about how we do some information architecture stuff, take looks at things using a product called Visio2013, which is available through DreamSpark. So the first thing you need to do if you have not yet downloaded that software is log into your DreamSpark account and launch that software, or download it, install it, and then launch it. And I've never actually used this new software. This is the new cloud-based software, and so I'm going to actually walk you through what I see. And the first thing it wants us to do is, so what I'm doing is I'm going and getting the product key that I was given. I went back to my shopping cart at DreamSpark and I got that. So I'm going to try this, and I again launch Visio 2013, and in here it's got enter a product key instead. So that is the process I'm going to try right now. And I copied and pasted that in there. And we'll see what happens. Gave me a check mark. So let's see where it goes from there.
Welcome to your modern office. It's always been connected to your computer, but now it's also connected to the cloud, which means it's connected to you. When you're signed in, your theme's ready to get started.
So what it's trying to do here is get me using a cloud account, I believe. Let's see, maybe it will let me sign in. Okay, so the account that I used to set up the DreamSpark isn't working for this, so I would need to sign up for an account. So rather than going through that process, I'm going to choose no thanks, maybe later, and see what happens. Okay, so you're not required to sign up for the account. I wasn't sure if we were or not. And now Visio is here and working, and it's actually very different than in the past when I've used this software. Of course, that I think is part of the whole transition to Windows 8 and the way that they are doing things. So I may stumble through this a little bit, but it gives us an authentic experience. The first thing that I want to do is just show out, and coming right off the bat, basically Visio is a diagramming set of software, and when you're talking about information architecture, you are talking about diagramming. So you could do a detailed network diagram if you were talking about items on a network itself. What I'm specifically looking for is seeing if there is a web diagram that will allow us to block out a website, which there was in previous versions. Okay, so I went in and I opened up web, and that brought me these two templates that would be appropriate for this. One is a web sitemap, and what that does is allows you to look at existing websites and have Visio map them out for you. The other is conceptual website, which allows you to create a new diagram of a website that does not exist yet. So one of the things that I want you to do today is go ahead and choose website map, and when this opens up, what you should be able to do is enter a URL of a website that you would like to generate a site map of. Now I'm going to tell you right now, don't do a huge site like CNN.com or something like that. What you want to do is pick a relatively small site, because this takes a little bit of time and resources, and if you go to too large of a site, it will actually crash your computer, or previous versions of Visio would. So what I'm going to actually do is bring you to my personal website, and when I select that, there are different settings that I can have here, and you can adjust those and go in and get familiar with this. You can tell it things to leave out and sizes and all that. But for now, let's just choose OK and then click OK. And what that does is it then goes out to the website that you're wanting to get a sitemap of, and it goes to that first page, and then it starts following the different links and finding the different documents, scripts, the different components that make up the website. And you can control in those settings how deep you want it to delve down into this. And when you saw the information architecture diagram in the information architecture learning module that I did for the University of Missouri-Rolla, we had some 400,000 documents that we went through and scanned, and we got to the point where we had to just do it in small bits and chunks because we couldn't get it to the machines that we had didn't have enough memory to accommodate it gathering all of that information. And so it takes a little time because it's going through every document and it's tracing what it's found. And for whatever reason, it brings you back to a browser because it actually uses your browser, I believe, to do that. And then what it does is it brings you up a diagram. Now, at the time when I'm doing this scan, the Kevin W. Tharp site is not extremely large. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go in and I want you to take a look. I want you to start getting familiar with Visio and seeing how this can serve as a tool that lets you to visualize a site. When you're getting ready to create migrate an existing site into a new site, this is an extremely valuable set of tools to allow you to see all the resources that are externally visible to the public. And that's what it does. It won't go into places that the public can't go because it doesn't have password permission, unless possibly there's a place where you can enter a password to allow it to do it. I haven't investigated it in that way. So when I get in here, what you see is that, and again, I'm just playing with the tools here. I'm zooming in, and let's just make it big enough so that you can see what's going on here. Nothing like demonstrating software the first time I've used the new way that it works. But anyway, for instance, here at kevinwtharp.com, you'll see that that home page is attached. There's 2 style sheets that are linked to that. There's a couple images. Then there's the index.html file, and you'll see that you'll see all the navigation within there. So if you go to the index.html file, you'll see that there's 2 graphic images. There is a link to a WordPress site, which is my blog. There is a credits.html file where I give credit to some of the people I've learned from. There's a lessons folder with the index.html, and then there's links to 2 style sheets. And I'm hoping that you can expand this. There we go. Expand that hyperlink and go in and look to see. Yeah, I right-clicked that, and that allowed me to see what style sheets were linked to that particular page. And zooming in once again, you'll see that I am using on that page a reset style sheet, and in that part style sheet responsive grid lesson.css. So it gives you a inventory of the various tools or the components that make up the architecture of that site. And so this becomes a valuable tool for you to do as you're going through and doing this. Many of you will still have access to the websites that you did for ICT 375. So you might want to go in and do a site map of the site that you put up in ICT 375. If you were last semester, there's a good chance that it is still available in that. Now, if you did ICT 375 in years before that, it may not be there. But I would like you to go in and I would like you to take a look around, explore your website, get familiar with the website function, the sitemap function of this software. That's the first thing I'd like you to do.